Good evening. This is All India Radio and I'm Abhishek Kumar with the news at 9. The headlines. India lodges strong protest to Pakistan for intimidating Indian High Commission's guests at Iftar party in Islamabad yesterday. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to visit Siachen Glacier tomorrow. International Air Transport Association says India and China to account for half of the air traffic growth worldwide in next 2 decades. Severe heatwave continues to prevail over several parts of country. And in ICC World Cup, Bangladesh set a target of 331 runs for South Africa at the Oval. India has strongly protested to Pakistan against gross intimidation of the guests invited for an Iftar party in Islamabad yesterday. The party was hosted by the High Commissioner of India at Hotel Serena. In a press release, High Commissioner of India said that India has requested Pakistan to urgently investigate the matter and share the results of the exercise with it. Our correspondent reports that New Delhi has also emphasized to Pakistan government the need to ensure that diplomats and officials of the High Commission of India are allowed to discharge their diplomatic functions without fear of coercion or harassment.
The High Commission of India in Islamabad said the guests faced unprecedented harassment and intimidation at the hands of security agencies. It said a concerted campaign was launched by Pakistan security agencies in the days preceding the Iftar function to reach out to invitees to actively dissuade them from attending the event. In some cases, cars used by invitees were lifted and removed using forklifts. More than 300 Pakistani guests who were turned away included parliamentarians, government officials, media representatives and retired diplomats, in addition to the citizens from all walks of life. New Delhi said stopping diplomats and officials of the High Commission from discharging their diplomatic functions by intimidation and coercion is entirely counterproductive for the bilateral ties. Vedant Kumar, Sheila, AIR News, Delhi.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will visit Siachen Glacier tomorrow to review the security situation along the borders with Pakistan. Mr. Singh will be accompanied by Army Chief General Bipin Rawat. The Siachen Glacier in the Karakoram range is known as the highest militarized zone in the world, where the soldiers have to battle frostbite and high winds. More from our correspondent.
During his visit, Mr. Rajnath Singh will interact with the soldiers and officers to know about the issues faced by them during their deployment on the world's highest military posts. Defence Minister will also be given detailed presentations on functioning of 14 corps and 15 corps, including the Army's overall preparedness. The Army's 14 corps guards the line of actual control with China as well as line of control with Pakistan. The Srinagar-based 15 corps is mainly tasked with carrying out anti-terror operations in the Kashmir Valley. Siachen Glacier is the world's highest battlefield and witnessed up to -70° in winter. With Saubhagyakar, Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
Home Minister Amit Shah today visited the National Police Memorial in New Delhi and paid tributes to over 34,000 policemen who laid down their lives while serving the nation. The Home Minister said India is safe because of the supreme sacrifice of the police martyrs. Union Home Secretary Rajiv Gauba and Director of the Intelligence Bureau Rajiv Jain accompanied Mr. Shah. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar expanded his cabinet today with the inclusion of 8 new ministers. Governor Lalji Tandon administered the oath of office and secrecy to the new ministers at Raj Bhavan in Patna. MLA Phosum Khimun has been sworn in as the Pro-Tem Speaker of the 7th Arunachal Pradesh Legislative Assembly. Governor Dr. B.D. Mishra administered the oath to Phosum Khimun in an official ceremony at Raj Bhavan in Itanagar this evening. The first session of the 7th Legislative Assembly of the state will start tomorrow. On the first day of the two-day session, the Speaker will administer oath to the newly elected legislators of the Assembly. In Jharkhand, search operation is on in Kathalia jungle of Dumka district after today's early morning encounter with Naxals in which one SSB Jawan was martyred and 4 others were injured. Dumka Superintendent of Police Y.S. Ramesh said that 4 Naxals were also hit by police firing, but their bodies are yet to be recovered. More from our Ranchi correspondent.
The SP said that the Jawans have surrounded the entire area and the Naxals cannot escape. He said the martyred Jawan Neeraj Chhatri of the SSB 35th Battalion was given the last salute. 4 Jawans injured in the encounter have been airlifted to Ranchi for treatment. Chief Minister Raghubar Das expressed condolence to the martyred Jawan's family and said that Naxalism was in its last stage in the state. He said that his government is committed to finish this menace. With Rajesh Sinha from Ranchi, this is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay for AIR News.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. International Air Transport Association IATA has said that India and China are projected to account for nearly half of the air passenger growth worldwide over the next 2 decades, with travellers coming from all walks of life. It said that with more number of people travelling by air, India has been one of the fastest growing domestic aviation markets in the world for nearly 5 years continuously. However, it added the growth turned negative in April, mainly due to flight cancellations and subsequent grounding of full-service carrier Jet Airways. Brian Pierce, chief economist at the IATA today said the negative growth in the Indian market was temporary and that the market would expand as Indians want to travel more. Air Chief Marshal Birender Singh Dhanoa will embark on a 4-day official visit to Sweden tomorrow. He will visit various operational and training units and interact with senior functionaries of the Swedish Air Force, among others. The visit would provide an impetus towards defence cooperation and pave the way for greater interaction and cooperation between the air forces. This would also strengthen relationships and enable engagement in productive exchanges between the two air forces. Severe heatwave continues to prevail over several parts of the country. The Met Department has said the heatwave conditions will continue for the next few days. In Rajasthan, many districts are experiencing an all-time high maximum temperature. Our correspondent reports that red alert has been issued in 26 districts for next few days. A report.
The entire state is scorching from the summer and heat wave. It is proving difficult to get out of the house in the daytime. According to the Met Department, Churu remained the hottest place of the state, where temperature recorded 48.9 degrees Celsius. Mercury recorded 48.6 degrees Celsius in Sriganganagar too. Similarly, the day temperature in Bikaner, Jaisalmer and Jodhpur recorded above 46 degrees Celsius. The Met Department has predicted that the weather pattern will remain the same for the next 2 or 3 days. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
In Madhya Pradesh also a red alert has been issued for the western parts of the state for the next 2 days. Temperatures in many districts there crossed 45 degrees Celsius. In Maharashtra, parts of Vidarbha and Marathwada region continue to reel under severe heat wave. Our correspondent reports that despite some rains yesterday, no relief from heat wave is in sight for Vidarbha and Nagpur.
Even after witnessing rains yesterday, no relief from heatwave is in sight for Vidarbha and Nagpur. Due to winds and rain yesterday, mercury dropped to 44 degrees Celsius. But today, Nagpur and Brahmapuri recorded 47 degrees Celsius temperature. Regional Meteorological Center has issued heatwave warning for next 2 days. Warning is also issued for thunderstorm and gusty winds in Chandrapur and Yavatmal. Overall, no relief from heatwave is in sight for next week in Vidarbha. For AIR News, Gauri Marathe from Nagpur.
In Odisha also blistering heat remained unabated, with the temperature soaring over 40 degrees Celsius at about 10 places today.
Titilagarh town in western Odisha turned out to be the hottest place in the state, recording a maximum temperature of 43.8 degrees Celsius, followed by Bolangir and Bhawanipatna, 43 degrees Celsius each. As per the information, 3 dozen persons lost their lives reportedly due to sunstroke in different places during this summer season. High level of the humidity made the weather conditions unbearable in coastal areas. The Bhubaneswar Met Office has said the heat wave condition is likely to prevail at least for the next 24 hours and advised people to avoid heat exposure. With report of SN Patnaik from Sambalpur, this is Arun Doshi, AIR News.
Delhi has got relief from blistering heat today as maximum temperature settled at 43 degrees, a degree less than yesterday. In Uttarakhand, snowfall at higher reaches and isolated rain in different parts in the state brought relief to the people from heatwave conditions. Our correspondent reports that rain occurred in Tehri, Chamoli, Pithoragarh and some other parts of the state during last 24 hours. In Chamoli, one person was killed after a cloudburst struck Lambagar area under Garsain subdivision this evening. As per reports, main road in the area was also damaged following the cloudburst. District administration officials have reached the spot. The rain also affected the fire incidents in the forest. According to Chief Conservator Forest P.K. Singh, about 24 fire incidents have been reported in the state during summer season so far. In Uttarakhand, 4 mountaineers from UK have been rescued in Pithoragarh district who were stranded on trekking routes to Nanda Devi peaks. District Magistrate Vijay Jogdande told AIR that they were spotted 21 kilometers beyond the base camp. He said search operation is going on to rescue the 8 missing climbers. The missing climbers are from Australia, Britain, the United States and India. Search operations began on Saturday when they did not return to their base camp. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its weekly bilingual live phone-in program Public Speak Tomorrow will bring you a discussion on air pollution, ways and means to curb it. This can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. Listeners can ask questions to the experts sitting in our studio on toll-free number 1800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts by #AskAIR. This program is also available on Doordarshan DTH. Over 110,000 devotees have registered for this year's annual pilgrimage to the Amarnath Cave Shrine in South Kashmir Himalayas, which begins on July 1. Jammu and Kashmir Governor Satyapal Malik last week launched an online registration process for pilgrims. The registration process through the Baltal and Chandanwadi routes began on April 2 and nobody will be allowed to undertake the yatra without a permit, which is valid for a specified day and route. The registration of pilgrims is being undertaken through 440 designated branches of the Punjab National Bank, Jammu and Kashmir Bank and the Yes Bank located in 32 states and union territories. In Telangana, people celebrated the 5th anniversary of its formation day today with enthusiasm and fervour. Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao hoisted the tricolour at a ceremonial program held on the lawns of Jubilee Hall at Public Gardens in Hyderabad. Later addressing people, he appealed to them to play a greater role in making the governance corruption-free. More from our correspondent.
Enthusiasm and fervour gripped Telangana state as the youngest state in the country has completed 5 years of its existence. Recalling the measures taken during his stint as the first Chief Minister of the state, Chandrasekhar Rao said the state had overcome the electricity crisis and on its way to overcome the crisis of drinking water as the Mission Bhagiratha program is on the verge of its completion. He announced a series of stops including crop loan waiver up to 1 lakh rupees, doubling of social security pensions and an increase of 2,000 rupees input subsidy for farmers under Raitu Bandhu program. Lakshmi, AIR News, Hyderabad.
In the ICC Cricket World Cup, Bangladesh have set a 331-run victory target for South Africa in the match underway at the Oval in London. Chasing the target, South Africa were 157 for 3 in 29 overs when reports last came in. Earlier, South Africa won the toss and elected to field. Put into bat, Bangladesh scored 330 for 6 in the stipulated 50 overs. South Africa's Imran Tahir achieved a landmark today as he became only the second specialist spinner after Nicky Boye to make a 100th appearance in the World Cup for the Proteas. India will begin their campaign on Wednesday against South Africa at Southampton. In French Open tennis, Roger Federer moved to the quarterfinals, beating El Mayor in Paris today. The men's singles matches between Rafael Nadal and Jay Londero and between S. Wawrinka and S. Tsitsipas are underway. Kei Nishikori is also slated to play his round of 16 matches later this evening. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India lodges strong protest to Pakistan for intimidating Indian High Commission's guests at Iftar party in Islamabad yesterday. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to visit Siachen Glacier tomorrow. International Air Transport Association says India and China to account for half of the air traffic growth worldwide in next 2 decades. Severe heatwave continues to prevail over several parts of the country. And in ICC World Cup, Bangladesh set a target of 331 runs for South Africa at the Oval. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. And that's all in the news at 9. Good night.